Hi there, I'm Shu Rayner and this is the Wednesday Drawing Show. Are you feeling crabby? Well, I hope so. Today's show is all about crabs. We have wildlife artist Bill Flowers giving you great drawing tips about drawing crabs. Then we have weird crab lettering and what's in the mail. And then I'll show you how to turn a crab drawing into a science fiction mechanical monster. Stay tuned to the end of the show for this week's drawing task. But let's not talk about it. Let's get on with the show. A while ago, I wrote a book about crabs for very young children. It's not the longest book in the world, but it's hard writing long stories when you can only use three-letter words and only the letters S-A-T, P-I-N, M and D. I know the crabs look like they're wearing fancy sweaters, but I still had to do a lot of research into how crabs look and how their legs and pincers work. If you love drawing wildlife, then I'd like you to meet Bill Flowers. Bill lives in Australia and he calls himself the snake artist. And every Friday, Bill has a new wildlife drawing video. I find them an inspiration. Bill gets out into the wilderness and he draws animals from real life. Now, I asked Bill if he would go down to the beach and draw some crabs for the Wednesday Drawing Show, and he's made two fantastic videos. One is quite cartoony and one is a bit more advanced. I'll put all the links at the end of the show and in the comments box below. Just look at Bill's sketchbook. Doesn't that make you green with envy? Are you feeling crabby, Bill?
I feel so crabby, I'm going to draw this crab. There are many ways of approaching a drawing. I'm going to do sort of round scribbly shapes here, just really roughly working in the shape of the crab. And the great thing about having a three-dimensional object is you can turn it. You turn it around and sort of see what's behind things. Gives you a better idea of the overall shape of the animal. I'm going to try and do a realistic drawing without using photos. And the claws of this crab is the feature. So I'm making a big feature out of these claws. So through sketch pads, through bits and pieces that I find, I can make up a drawing without having to rely on photos. And that's artistic license. When you're drawing an illustration, especially if you don't have a photo, you can actually add bits, take bits away, or even if you are copying from a photo, you can still use your imagination a little bit. Now I'm sketching in the eye, and I usually like to do this first on an animal. I usually put the detail in on the eye first, because if the eye doesn't work, I just screw up the piece of paper and start again. But once the eye is okay, that gives me the confidence to move on and just add in details here and there. And I found little bits and pieces of crab on the beach, which certainly is a great help. So these claws, more detail on the claws. As I say, these are the feature of this guy. So I'm making sure that the claws really stand out from the rest of the crab. A lot of drawing with pencil is to be sensitive and try and feel what the object might feel like. Try and get that different dimension to your drawing so you can imagine what that might feel like if you was to touch it. I'm going to have a really big sort of curvy bracket there and there. Makes like a skinny V, and then like a half circle there. That's the top part of the pincher, the claw. Big round bit there, going into a bracket, going to there. There's the other pincher. So you can see it's coming on quite good. It doesn't have to be perfect. Going with a line and a bracket. Going with a straight line and a bracket. Straight line, bracket that way, and then maybe a bracket that way. Make a sharp claw so they can grip onto the rocks. And we keep doing this because crabs have those really sharp, almost spider-like spikes at the end of each foot, because they have to scurry around and do a lot of rock climbing. And a little squiggly line, a couple of dots. Squiggly lines, couple of dots. I don't know why I do this. I think it's just one of my things that I just like to do. I'm putting more and more shade on, but I am being careful to leave white bits. Very important that you don't go overboard, which I'm pretty much on the borderline of going overboard. The shade underneath, I've actually done a series of brackets and little bits of circle just to give it like a sandy texture. So dots and brackets and circles. You can see on the left hand side I've shaded it in a little bit more, and there's your crab. I hope you guys have enjoyed the how to draw crabs. Now if you like this, you might want to check out some of my other how to draw videos. Some of them are a bit more complicated, some are a bit more easy. Check them out. I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Bill. That was terrific. And now...
What's in the mail? What's in the mail? What's in the mail?
Well, there's just one letter in the mail this week. And it comes from Dorrie Ratzlaff, artist and illustrator from Galiano Island, British Columbia, Canada. Dorrie has put a Canadian Year of the Snake stamp on there. And you may remember a couple of weeks ago we did lots of snakes for the Year of the Snake. That's great. Thanks, Dorrie. Who says, I saw your video on the Wednesday drawing show about drawing eyes. You put forward a challenge for artists to draw eyes on some kind of surface they would not usually draw upon and to use some kind of marker they would not normally use. I forgot the subject was just eyes and drew the entire head and shoulders portrait of an imaginary fashion model wearing a feather hat and stolen earrings. She does, however, have eyes. For this drawing I used a brown paper bag from the purchase of watercolour tubes at my local art store, and I used an emery board, also enclosed, as my marking device. I did, however, stick to the usual medium I prefer, that is watercolour paint. Well, I did draw eyes, which she has, and used the emery board edge for this. I used the flat edge to create the feathered look. Dorrie says, thanks for your delightful and sprightly art videos. They're inspiring and so full of imaginative ideas and suggestions. Well, thank you, Dorrie. And here is Dorrie's picture, and taped on the top is the emery board with which it's been painted. And this really does show you can draw with anything. It's just an old brown paper bag, and there's a beautiful, beautiful picture. So you don't need expensive materials to get going drawing. So, Dorrie, this is going up on the Wall of Fame. How do I get my work up on the Wall of Fame, I hear you asking? Well, it's very simple. You just draw something and send it to me, and I'll put it up on the Wall of Fame. Next week, it could be you. Where do you send it? Here's the address.
I love getting stuff in the mail.
I've always loved to do lettering. You can make up lettering out of almost anything, even bits of crab's legs that you find on the beach. But I want to do something a little more exciting today. I'd like to invent a character called Robo Crab. Even though it's made of metal, you still need to know how crabs work, and the best way to do that is to draw them from life. I often get asked how to draw superheroes. Well, all those great superhero artists have spent thousands of hours in life class learning how human bodies work and practicing how to draw them. Here, I've taken basic crab shapes and imagined how they might be made from metal, as if they were parts of a sci-fi monster. It's the lines of the metal plates riveted together that give it that good old steampunk effect. Hang on, and we'll draw Robo Crab in a moment. I get lots of emails asking me how to be creative and how to draw from the imagination. Well, here are two very different snake drawings that were uploaded after the Wednesday Drawing Show snake episode a couple of weeks ago. Maria says, you mentioned February is the start of Chinese New Year, and that reminded me of Valentine's Day, and that inspired my snake drawing. Now, this shows the imagination at work. Creativity often happens when two ideas come together, snakes and Valentine's Day. But the creative step is the heart shape that the snakes make when they twist around each other. I love that, Maria, and thanks for sharing it with us. Meanwhile, Mark Hubble showed us his snake that almost looks like one of those toy plastic snakes, but he's taken it one step further and made the segments look like sections of armour plate. That sparked off an idea in me to draw a Robo Crab, and that's how imagination and creativity work. Ideas come together and clash. The trick is to recognise the moment and then do something about it. Now, here is my Robo Crab. It's a bit different from the Nip Nip book I showed you at the beginning of the show. Well, I picked up a great tip from Bill Flowers. I've learned to draw crab legs much better. Line and bracket, and a pointy bit on the end. except I've added bolts for the hinges, which means I need an extra blob at the end of each segment for the bolt head to fit. Now I imagine that Robo Crab can replace the jaw sections of the claws, so they need to be held in with bolts too. Drawing lines for the metal plates that make up his skin gives us the opportunity to suggest the curvature of the body and legs by drawing curves instead of straight lines. A bit of colour and shading and we're done. This actually took about 20 minutes. I think I might make a longer video showing the thought processes along the way. I imagine you can guess what this week's drawing task is. I would like you to find pictures or find a real crab or something like that and use that to build up a drawing, but turn it from being an insect or a crab into a sci-fi machine. And it's kind of the secret, I think, is just to draw it and then draw all those little metal plates and the rivets all around it, and that's what turns it into a mechanical version. So have a go at that. Post it up on the WednesdayDrawingShow.com, and then the week after I'll share all your drawings with everybody on the Sunday Gallery Review Show. And here is how to do it. Go to the WednesdayDrawingShow.com and click Upload Your Drawings. On this page you will see an Uploader section at the bottom. Click Choose File. Choose the file that you want and click Open to upload your file. You'll see the name of your file next to the Choose File button. Now give a description and then click once to upload. Just wait, just click it once and wait. And then once you can see your picture, everything is done, and I will move it into the proper gallery and show it on the Sunday Gallery Review Show. I hope this show has inspired your imagination and you're going to want to pick up your paper, paints and pencils and get drawing. Here are the links to the Sunday Gallery Review Show and to the page on the WednesdayDrawingShow.com where you can upload your drawings. And here are the direct links to Bill's 2 videos, and also you can go back and look at the snake edition of the Wednesday Drawing Show. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, make sure you're subscribed to the Wednesday Drawing Show, and why not have a look at my nearly daily vlog for background and stuff about how this show comes together. In the meantime, keep drawing, practice, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye bye.